Hey folks, welcome to another Triple T Thursday. For those just joining us, that's tools, tips, and talk, where we'll discuss info for the knife maker. On today's episode, we're going to talk about hidden tang handles. How to seat that block against the handle, how to square it up, how to get that pin drilled into it. Let's go take a look. In order to demonstrate some of these techniques, I'll be using clips from older videos. Here I'm showing that you want to draw the tang onto the block first. I find the easiest way to drill holes for hidden tangs is to kind of put it in the drill press vise and put it on an angle so when you drop the drill, it's parallel to your line, and that's what you want. And then you drill it and then move it to do the other side. So I do the two ends of the holes, so to speak, and drill those. And then I go back and drill holes in between those. When I started on this hole, the drill wandered a little bit, and that's really common with these really long, flexible drill bits. So you see me just pressing on the drill bit, and I do that just to kind of recenter it where I want it, and then I continue to drill. So that's a good little trick. Here's another little trick for those of us that don't have big fancy drill presses. Mine only has about 3 inches of travel, which is never enough to do the full tang hole in the handle. So I'll mark the drill with how far I need to go with a marker, and then you can just do it by hand. One important aspect now is to square up this block with the knife, and to do that, we put it, this is a surface plate, so I know it's perfectly flat. I have a 1, 2, 3 block, which I know is perfectly flat. I'm going to put the blade on here and then take a height gauge. And what I'm looking for is the lowest point. See, if you can see it, it's there on all 4 sides. Okay, and then flip it over and do the same thing so that, okay, once you get the lowest point, then you can lock this and then draw your line. And then flip it over and draw your line. So now, I can grind to that line and know that the width of the handle is perfectly aligned with the knife, and it's going to be completely square. Then I can go on and shape my handle. If you don't do this first, your handle will not be symmetrical on each side. So that's a good tip, guys. So I've already squared up this block. I've marked the tang back on it and exactly where I want the pin. So now we're going to drill the pinhole. There's a couple important pieces to this. First, make sure you have a backer below it so you don't get any blowout. Next, we're going to drill the pinhole through the wood with the size that we want for the pin. We're just going to go down and touch the tang to put a mark on it. Don't try to drill through the tang, because what that will do is flex the drill bit and you'll get a bigger hole in the wood than you want. So we're going to drill the hole, take the tang out, drill through it, and then drill the tang separately. The next important thing is to drill the hole in the tang at least 1 or 2 sizes bigger than your pinhole. This will give you a little play, because if you drill them exactly the same size, by the time you actually put the pin in, a lot of times you'll have a gap between your handle and the guard. The glue up for this is pretty standard. Just mix up some epoxy. One added tip here, take some of the dust from sanding the wood and mix that into your epoxy just in case there is a little bit of a gap. So here I'm showing you how I clamp this. So I've got the blade clamped in some leather in the vise. This way I can press this on and ensure that it's a good tight fit. And you don't have to, because I've seen people like stick the point of the knife in here. That just seems silly. Just put the whole thing in a vise.
Thanks for joining me on today's Triple T, folks. You're going to see that knife in the full build video this Sunday, so stay tuned for that. We'll see you soon.